Hey guys, welcome back. It is Vortie here, and we got some pretty crazy news this morning. Otherwise, I wouldn't be recording at 6 a.m. if it wasn't too crazy. So we'll go through it really quickly. It's really all I got time to do this morning, but yeah, let's jump right into it. So this morning we got some interesting news. We're getting another raid event. We just had a raid event leave. So we're getting another raid event and some other stuff that's coming out. So let's take a look at it. So we got Chamber of Crystals are coming out. So if you haven't leveled up your espers yet and you're struggling, this is your chance to pick up some more crystals and get on that, because why not? Almost all the espers that are 2-star are very useful. They got some useful abilities, so make sure you pick those up as soon as possible. That's going to be coming out on the 2nd of June as well. Now here we go. The True Titan is the event that's coming out. So this is another Final Fantasy 15 event. It is the Titan raid, similar to how we had Ifrit. If I recall correctly, Titan was a lot easier than Ifrit. He's got a bunch of AoE moves that he does to you, and like, I didn't have Earth Resistance on my GP account, and I would still be able to manage him fairly easily. He wasn't too strong, but again, this is global, which means this could change. But definitely make sure you tune in back to the channel, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. But overall, these raid events are not too difficult. As long as you can beat at least Pro, you're going to be doing just fine. So it'll be starting on Friday, and it'll be going from Friday to Friday, so you get a whole weekend from the looks of it, unless it changes. It says here Titan, the sumo wrestler, the Earth sumo wrestler with that thong. Here's some info for you, Kupo. Stone Killer is effective, Kupo. It helps to have a tank with an ability like Draw, which helps them to be targeted by the boss. I don't remember needing Provoke much for this boss, but he is the wizard, so we might have to listen to Kupo here. We'll have to see if they've changed anything for the global version for the need of Provoke, because I ran literally 4 DPS on a healer, I think. Yeah, I only wrote... Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I only ran 1 healer, and the rest of them were DPS, no tanks. Deal as much damage as you can at once, and make sure the battle doesn't last too long, Kupo. Alright, cool. So the rewards here that you get for him are actually pretty good. The first time completion reward is actually really nice. So this here is the True Titan. So this is going to be, I believe, the what do you call it? The challenge, right? So not the raid. Actually, yeah, this is not the raid. This is the actual fight. Kind of like the difficult fight that you go in there. So when you beat him, my advice is to try and complete this one as fast as possible, because of the actual completion reward that you get. It's called Wind Up Titan. You will get 30 spirit, and then Earth Resistance plus 30%, and a Null Stone. This is actually a fantastic accessory to put on a tank, or anybody really that you want to make sure they don't take a lot of earth damage. The sooner you beat this, the sooner you can take this item and put it on your characters that are running the raid, because this is going to be the challenge, or whatever they call it, the trial. It's not shown anywhere here. It says it's the trial, but it's True Titan, it's the trial. So yes, in this case, I'm a little bit wrong. In this case, you do need a tank, because this is the trial. I'm trying to... It's early in the morning, I apologize. Kind of. Not really. It is early in the morning, and I'm confusing the two together. But this is the actual trial. This is not the raid. So completing the quest, you will get a 5-star Trust Moogle. If you don't use any white magic, you're going to get 10,000 Titan coins. For no items used, you're going to get 2 summoning tickets. And for defeating the boss, that's the Wind Up Titan that you're going to be getting, which is really nice. Alright, so these are the 5 units that you're going to be getting during this raid event, which is the reason I'm super excited. So that's the True Titan. March on Titan, this is going to be the raid, kind of like we had March on Ifrit. So this is the raid portion. I kind of thought I was on first, but I'm crazy early in the morning. Alright, there's a little bit of a story there, you can read that. It starts at the same time, pretty cool. So by now, unless you're really new, you probably know how this process goes. You beat up the big dude. The big dude poops out some coins. You take those coins and you do a raid summon, where you're gonna get a crap load of stuff you don't need, and then a small chance of getting the things you do need, and then you use with those, you'll have a chance of getting some new units, and with the crafting materials, you can craft some new items. So let's look at the 2 new units that are coming here. The first one here is Yada's equipment. So Yada is going to be one of the first units as well, or the new units that's coming out that goes to 6-star. So she does get a few pieces here. She gets Striker's Visor. It's hit points, MP 5%, attack, and attack 12, defense 25, and spirit 12. So overall, this is an item that's particularly for our friend here. So it's good to get one piece and get out of there. Because I think you can craft these as many times as you want, so I don't know if you're really going to want to craft like 5 pieces of armor when you can only wear 1. So craft the visor, craft the attire, which is hit points MP 15%, attack 24, which is actually really nice, defense 40, spirit 12. This is a really nice piece of armor for this person. Then you get the guts knuckle, which is hit points at MP 10% and attack 88. It's not bad for a free item. 88 attack is really good. If you do put dual wield on this person, you can make another set of guts knuckles to have 2 guts knuckle, but depending on their what do you call it, their setup, you might not want to do that, because maybe it's better just to have 1 fist on instead of 2. But normally you want to dual wield. So that's for that. And then we got a Papalimo's equipment. So this is the other unit that goes up to a 6-star, and same thing. He gets the Thamturage's monocle. I can't remember. It's so funny. I used to play Final Fantasy 15. I used to know these real well. I don't know. I'm gonna try. MP hit points 5%, magic 8, spirit 8. It's an accessory. You can make 2 of these if you really wanted to. The robe is hit points and MP 15%, defense 12, magic 24, spirit 40. This is a nice spirit and magic buff. Mostly the spirit. It's really good. And then gets the staff called Golden Eye, which is hit points MP 10%, attack 11, and magic 88. So that's pretty good. And then it gives you a little bit of information here about the rewards, which you already know about. Unless you're new, you can take a look at these, but this is essentially where you place at the end of the rewards. You're going to get those. And it shows you a little bit of how to spend coins, which is pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at the units here before we wrap this up. So as I was mentioning, we got 2 new units. The reason I'm saying 2 new units, these 3 units down here we got from the previous event. If you still kept them, you will be able to continue to feed them into each other, right? And then we'll get the 2 new units that will be going to 6-star. What makes these units really good is their TMs, all right? So let's take a look at this real quick. So here we go. Yada's is what I would like to say is kind of like a monk. But overall low stats, attack is pretty high, but then again I think that's based off of their actual boosted attributes, and we'll take a look at these a little bit more after the maintenance. But yeah, you get her at 4-star, she goes to 6-star, she's part of the 7th Dawn Science, just like literally everyone from Final Fantasy 15. The Trust Mastery here, Spirit of Freedom, chance of evading a physical attack and boosting attack by 15%. So this is another one of those things where it's trying to give you some evasion. So I can't remember how much this is again, but again, when the patch does come out, I'll verify that and we'll make a video talking about the characters individually. But this is actually a pretty good TM. Remember, this is a free TM, so this is a very good free TM that everybody can have, alright? So you should farm those raid coins and get that TM. Some of the featured abilities that we do see here, and right off the bat you can see there is no global exclusive. So Howling Fist damages all enemies, Steel Peak damage and chance of paralyzing one enemy, and Fists of Fire boosts attack by 30%. So this is kind of like Store. Alright, so overall looking like a really cool unit, Monk, but the TM is a free TM, so I can't wait to get that. It looks really good. I'm going to try and pull as many of those as I possibly can. The next one here is going to be the little black mage here, Papalimo. Alright, he is also coming at 4-star, going to 6-star, 7th Dawn, pretty strong magic, otherwise the stats are pretty weak other than MP and magic. The Trust Mastery, again, another Trust Mastery that is really good. Sage's Prajna, it boosts hit points by 10%, which is pretty good, but then also magic by 20%. This is fantastic. People will probably argue, be like, yeah, but you can get Shintotos, which is 30%. Fantastic. You can go farm yourself that Shintoto, alright? And then when you're done farming them, you can hang yourself. Because this is a free TM. There's no way you can compare a free TM that most of us are going to get a ton of. Remember, these guys, you get them not from an actual banner. These guys are from the raid summons, alright? So let's look at the spells he gets here. Featured ability, Mana Wall, reduces physical damage taken by self for 5 turns, which is pretty cool. I think it's here. Pacotastiasis. What are these Tartarus so crazy for? Boost spirit for 1 ally other than self. So he doesn't AoE, he doesn't buff himself. And he gets swift cast, which is exactly what we would think is called double black magic or dual cast. Use black magic twice in 1 turn, so it's not dual cast, so it's just black magic. I'm not gonna cover Minfilia and Y'shtola because these are older units. Same thing with Thancred. I won't cover them in this video, but when the patch does come out, I could do a quick skim through them for those new players that haven't seen these characters before. So we'll take a look at them. To finalize here, what I wanted to talk about is saying, so these characters, as you can see at the top here, it says raid summons. So the way you can get these units, they're free from Titan coins. Collect the coins and then use them to summon them. You're gonna get a lot of crap, but on top of that, you got a chance for these units. You more than likely again are going to be getting the trust Mughals as well for them, as well as feeding themselves into each other for their TMs. Okay, the TMs you really want to look at, and again we'll go over this in the next video when we're talking about them after the patch. Easy TM to get. Thancred, you gotta get 1 million of him. You should definitely farm out his TMs. Don't just sell them. Use those TMs because those are your base TMs that you're gonna require. Minfilia has one that gives you 10% resistance to all. You must get these, as many of these as you can, because if you're kind of newish and you're kind of old, you'll know that your resistances are very important, and getting any free resistance boost is going to be godsend for you, so make sure you pick that up. Your Y'shtola's TM is for wearing a staff and a robe. It gives you a spirit boost. You want to pick that up because later on, if you have Warrior of Light and other characters, you can give them a staff and like a robe or whatever for a spirit buff, and they'll get even more spirit to make sure that they survive. So honestly, mostly referring back to Warrior of Light because that's going to be the strategy for him when you use him for particular fights. You want him to have as much spirit as he can because he does AoE cover. Doesn't matter what he's wearing. It doesn't matter if he looks like a clown wearing a staff and a robe and he's supposed to be this crazy warrior. As long as he survives and your party stays alive, who cares? Right? So those are the 3 units from the back end that you're going to be getting that are really good. And I just went over these guys' TMs. Same idea. These TMs are going to be really good. And honestly, they're the baseline going forward. What I mean by that is that you kind of want to have these free TMs to be able to progress through the story and progress through the events. If you're around this event and you can't farm it and you choose not to, and then later on you're saying how difficult the events are and you can't complete them, well look, you're kind of putting yourself into that situation. This is your chance to farm free gear and make sure you farm it out. So as again, my advice is before we get to it, though I will remind you guys, just like any raid event, when the raid event just comes out, do not waste your lapis to refill the stones. Just wait till he gets 20 plus, or wait like always like we seem to be getting it near the end of the event or the second week of the event. The bots will kick in, and when the bots kick in, this is sort of affects you in a positive and a negative way. The positive way that affects you is they're gonna boost that level, so when you kill them you're gonna be getting a lot of points. The negative way affects you see your stats drop, and it's kind of discouraging, but in the end Gumi is very proactive. They will remove those guys, so don't worry about it. Just the way it is, just take it and just get all the points you can. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this new event, and are you hyped about this new event? Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. This is Vortie, and I'm out of here. Peace.
I said it.